Hello, everybody. Welcome to my channel, and thank you for joining. Now, AFL Supercoach is back. Just coming down. Okay, we're all excited, but we've got a long way to go. We need to make a proper plan. Now, planning your season, all right, is what gets you to the end, to the finish, to the top 10, to the top 100, to number 1 or number 4. It's the plan that's the most important, okay? We're going to give you the best plan. Well, I can't, actually, that was a lie. Okay, just coming down, okay? It's not the best plan. I'm going to give you my plan, okay? What I think is the best plan. Now, it doesn't mean it's going to be the best plan, because there may be a better plan, which I haven't thought of, okay? But my plan is going to be my plan, okay? So we're going to go with my plan. Well, in our channel, because it's our channel, it has to be my plan. It can't be your plan, just coming down. Anyway, we're going to go for a plan. Now, I'm going to give you all the information in regards to this plan and all the reasons why I've chosen this plan. Okay, now the team is important, but the plan is more important than the team. So let's go to our plans and let's see what's going to happen. Now, in BBL, okay, now this is off the record. And now BBL, I don't play much BBL. It's my third year, and I don't even know the players, okay? I don't even know most of the players. But we are ranked 389 in BBL without knowing the players. Do you know why? Because we used a plan, okay? In my first year of BBL, I finished in the top 430 or something because I had a plan. Now, if I knew the players, the plan would be even better. And in AFL Supercoach, we actually know the players, okay, so it's going to help. So we're going to have a plan that's going to help us get to the top. So let's have a look at Supercoach AFL and see what the plan might be this year. Now, here is our team picker, okay? Now, if you go into AFL Supercoach, then Classic, the little thingamajig which says team picker, you click on it and the team picker comes up. So now, you're going to ask, which players do we start with? Now, for my plan this year, it's a little bit different to last year, all right? Last year, all I went on was value, all right? So last year was purely based on value. This year, I'm not going to go along the same lines of pure value, all right? There's a reason for that. Let me show you. Now, I've got my little notepad out, and I'm going to put here all the small problems we have this year, all right? First of all, we have round 0, okay? We have that problem, which is actually not a problem, but it is, okay? I'll go through that in a minute. Second problem, we have extra bye rounds. They're coming out of our backside, the bye rounds. They're coming from the place where we do poo-poos from, just coming down. Anyway, we have a lot of bye rounds. Now, the third problem we have, it's not actually a problem, is we don't know the actual rules, all right? When I say rules, that includes trades. We don't know how many trades we have. We don't know if we have any bonuses. We don't know if we have any boosts. We don't know anything right now. So we can't make a plan without knowing how many trades we have or how many boosts we have or if they have other new specials for us this year. So we don't know yet. So we can only go pick a plan based on what the information we have. And at the moment, we don't have much, all right? All we have is round 0 and extra bye rounds, okay? And there's lots of them. Now comes our fourth factor. And for me, this is the most important one, which is value and definition. I can't see my keyboard again. Definition of value. What is the definition this year of value, okay? What is value? Now, this number 4 is going to define the season, okay? Because a lot of people are going to go with what I did 2 years ago and say, let's go for value, okay? Because value won Supercoach 2 years ago. Value even won Supercoach last year. I don't think value is going to win Supercoach this year, okay? It still is, but there's a definition to value. There's a line. You can't cross that line. There's a reason for that, okay? Because the reason is we have a best 18 now. All right. When there's a best 18, you're gonna have players that are gonna score. Let's say we've got a Sicily, okay, Sicily goes and scores a 170 in one of the games, and is the best 18, and you don't own Sicily because you own a player that has value, that's going to score a 110 or a 90, okay? Now, you've already lost 80 points that round, okay? And in a best 18, it's huge. So you've got to pick value still, all right? I'm not saying go and spend 720k on the bond, all right? But I'm saying at the same time, pick players that are good this year, all right? Because these good players in the best 18 rounds are going to get you the scores, all right? So we're going to sort of, I'm going to pick best of the best in most lines, pretty much, and also go for value, but in a different way, all right? Let me show you. Now, keep in mind, when I'm building this team right now, I don't see the draw. All right, I don't have any information here. I don't see the buy rounds. I like all my information in front of me here. I don't want to go and dig up information on websites, so forth. When I got all this on my app. All right, so I'm just going to pick a team for now. But it's most likely not going to be the real team. It probably will be, actually. It probably will be the real team. But my first pick player, and I'm going to explain to you why, is I'm going to pick Sicily, all right, in defense. He's my first player I picked in defense. And this is with no hesitation, okay? I have no hesitation in picking the sick dog. Okay, just come down. Now, he let me down last year. Actually, when I got the sick dog last year, he scored a 170 the first week I got him, and he got suspended, okay? The following week, he got a 170 again, but it was just ridiculous, okay? Then he got suspended again. So anyway, we're going to pick the sick dog because he's capable of doing anything, all right? So we're going to pick the sick dog. He's going to stay there. Now, at number 2, who are we going to pick? Which defender are we going to have, all right? Now, it's going to be Jordan Ridley. Now, Jordan Ridley actually offers you value. All right, at 530k, that is really cheap. All right, and especially if Essendon, he's got to play in the half back line. He is going to be super cheap at 530. He's my second pick defender. At number 3, all right, who are we going to pick? I'm going to pick Hayden Young. All right, now again, I'm going with this without looking at the draws. All right, but I'm not really fussed about the draws this year either because of the fact that these are the players that I want, especially in the best 18. Now, Young at 525k, and his last 4 games of the year was sensational, all right, in the midfield. And he's going to play midfield this year. So Young is in for sure. Now, who else we're going to pick? Now, this is where we're going to have the 3 primos. Now, I want to try to get in a 4th primo in here, all right? Now, I don't know how I'm going to do this, all right? I'm going to try to stick in Tom Stewart in there, all right? Now, I don't know how this is going to happen, so I'm going to have to go for this whole team. Now, you notice I haven't picked Nick Dacos yet, right? Just coming down. He's coming, all right? But let's have a look if we can fit Stewart in here, because after Stewart's, there's a couple of 200k defenders that I really like, all right? Let's go to 200k area. All right, now, also keep in mind, every player that I pick on the bench, all right, has to be playing, especially when you got a best 18. You can't afford to have passengers. You don't want any loot players because all these loot players are going to come anyway during these buy rounds. I mean, you got round 0 for starters, and you got round 1. You got buy rounds every week, okay? So you're going to have all these loot players anyway. So there's no point. First week, you're just going to pick up a captain straight away and just say, here's my captain. All right. So anyway, because I saw a lot of teams last year, and I'm not going to name any people, all right? I'm not going to put anyone down. But I saw a lot of teams last year, and let's say, for example, they had a player here, all right? Let's say who they picked. Let's say they had a rookie. Let's say rookie was, let's just say Woden, all right? Woden was a rookie, all right? And he scored 100s, all right? So, I mean, and he was on the bench, all right? And they saw this 100. They go, oh my God, I've got to have this score, all right? So they go, so to get Woden's 100 score, they went and put a non-playing player in there. So let's say they put anyone in there, got his 100, but then they had a loop player for the rest of the year who did nothing, okay? So for the sake of 50 extra points, because, I mean, if your Woden scores a 100 in round one, your rookie's going to score 50 at least. So you only gain an extra 50 points. For those 50 points extra, you're sacrificing cash generation. You're sacrificing players not playing. So you're better off having every single player play in round 1. And you want to make sure they got job security. Now, everyone has a weakness. And my weakness is picking rookies. Oh, that's my weakness. I'll admit it. I'm terrible at it because I don't follow the rookies. Okay, so this year we're gonna do things a little bit differently. We're gonna follow people that follow the rookies. Okay, and Dan Batten is number one for me. I'm gonna watch him like a hawk, and the Phantom. He knows about rookies. So I'm gonna follow these two like a shark, like a tiger, just coming down. Anyway, let's go back. So who else are we gonna pick here? Now, players of value. Now, Zach Williams. Oh my God, 216k. Okay, he's injury prone, but just get him in the team, right? 216k, can't go wrong. Now, who else? There was a few I saw here. There was one more. Now, we'll get this without much thought now, or much thought. There was one more here that I really liked. Maybe it's a bit more expensive than it's 240k. Maybe it's around 290k. Who are they? Let's have a look. Let's go through them. Ben Bryans. Because I've already done this team before, but I forgot who I picked now. Marchbank, Walker, Chapman. There he is, Chapman. Okay, I really like Chapman. Now, on the bench, who are we going to put here? Now, we know for a fact that Gibcus is going to play. All right, so we put him on the bench. Now, even though he's on the bench, and it looks like he's not going to get any game time, he'll get a lot of game time because of the fact that there's bye rounds now, best 18. So he'll get a lot of game time because someone's going to miss out. So all these players on the bench are actually going to have game time now. Now, who else is there that's of value? Now, there's a few rookies. Again, I'm not good at rookies, okay? So I'm just going to pick who I think is half decent. And let's have a look. I mean, it doesn't matter for now anyway. All these don't make any importance right now. But actually, Caulfield. All right, Nick Caulfield. Let's put him in there. If he gets a game, all right, at the Dogs, which he should. He's a good player. Anyway, that's our team. Now, you may say, oh, Nick Caulfield's too good of a player to put on the bench. If he's going to score 80s, why are you having on the bench, okay? Why don't you put him on field and get those 80s? Again, emphasise the point that this year, when it's best 18, he gets a game anyway. So he is going to be on the field in any given week. So I'm happy to have a good player on the bench because he's going to be on the field as well. Whereas last year or the year before, I wanted those 80 scoring points on the field. Now, I don't mind if they're on the bench. Okay, there's a difference. That's the difference of the value this year. Okay, now, let's go into our midfield. Now, with our midfield, my first pick player, all right, is going to be LDU. Okay, I just love this kid. All right, even though he was disaster for me when I picked him because he was injured. I didn't know. All right, and he didn't tackle, he didn't run, he didn't chase. When I had him for 4 weeks, I was looking at him. Okay, how did this player score 140 the first 2 games? And when I put him on my team, he was no good. He was poo-poo, just coming down. Anyway, we're gonna start him. All right, we're actually gonna make him captain first round. Now, who else? Who next to him? Now, let's go back to value. All right. Now, for me, value is a player like Walsh. That's value, all right? But a player like, and I actually said this on Twitter, that I actually called, and I made a mistake, all right? I mentioned this guy on Twitter. I said, where is he? Let's find him. There's actually 2 of them, all right? Matt Crouch. I said, I didn't mention Matt Crouch on Twitter, but Matt Crouch looks like value at 490k, all right? But to be honest, he's not value. He's a rotten egg sitting on your midfield. All right. The reason for that, he can score 90s, he can score 110s. All right. But he's taking up that midfield spot, which needs to score 120s. I don't want to have a player that's going to score 90s in here at 490k. Very awkward price. So I'm not interested in him. Nor am I interested when where is he? There's one more here. Even George Hewitt, I'm not interested in. Hopper, he can go and get, you know what? Okay, now I'm not interested in Hopper. There's one more, Guthrie, Cam Guthrie. All right, he's averaging 100 most seasons. It's priced at 420k. But to be honest, I'm not interested in Guthrie. All right, he offers good value. You can't go wrong. That's value. You can't get better value than this. But he's no good for me. I'm not interested because I want in my midfield to score 120s, 115s. I want the best. Okay, now. For me, value is a player like, which I went before, is Walsh. Now, that's value. And the good thing about Walsh is we get to see the first game he plays and what role he has. Does he play in a half-forward line or does he play in the midfield? And I'm going to pick him even though he's going to have 2 bye rounds. He's not like, if he has 2 bye rounds, Why would I pick a player that's going to have 2 bye rounds, you may ask, all right? Let me show you something. Now, with Walsh, okay, we're getting him to average 110 plus, all right? We actually would love to see a 120, all right? But let's not get our hopes up too high. We don't want him to go under 110. We're happy with 110 because we're getting him as a keeper, all right? We're getting the best of the best. He may be a equivalent to, let's say, an M10, but M10 is good enough, all right? M10 and M8, not much difference. Just come down. Now, you may say, well, hang on, Walsh has got 2 bye rounds, all right? Why would I pick up a player that's going to have 2 bye rounds? Okay, well, let's get into that as well. Now, if Walsh goes at 110, all right, and a rookie goes at 60 in one of the bye rounds, you're losing 50 points. Now, 50 points may not sound like much, all right? It's only 50 points for the whole year. Well, what's the difference? Why can't I just pick up Walsh, all right? Because 50 points may not sound like much. However, when you have 4 players losing 50 points, you're going to lose 200 points, all right? Because if you pick 4 players with double bye rounds, and there are a lot of players that I really like that have double bye rounds, you're going to lose 200 points, all right? However, it's actually worth losing those 200 points because you lose those 200 points in the bye rounds, but you gain them back throughout the year. That's the difference this year, all right? And I'll show you why in a minute. With Walsh, he's priced, all right, at 576k. Now, at 576k, 576k, that's equivalent to 105 points, all right? It's going to a 105. Now, we want him to play score at 110. So that's 5 points. Now, if he's going to play 20 games, he's going to give us an extra 100 points, all right? So we actually made up those 50 points. We've made a bonus 50 points extra on Walsh. Even though he loses 50 points in one of the weeks, we get them back anyway, provided he plays a full season, okay? So Walsh is what we call value. That's why I'm getting Walsh. Now, the next player I'm going to put in here is a player that's similar to Walsh, all right? And I'm getting him for the same reason as Walsh, and that is going to be Touk Miller, all right? Now, Touk Miller is very similar to Walsh in regard, he's actually cheaper than Walsh. And the good thing with Touk Miller is we get to see his actual role in round 0. All right, so we get it free. Look at him. Okay, it's for free. I love saying the word free. Okay, just come down. Now, Miller and Walsh, for me, even though they're both going to have 2 bye rounds, I'm happy to take them. All right, and lose 50 points both on those 2 bye rounds. I'm going to take one step back in those bye rounds, but I'm going to gain those points later on. Now, the next player here is a tricky one. All right. Now, who else do I want? I mean, originally, it was going to be Nick Dacos. Now, I can't see the draws here, so I might change my mind on him. But at the moment, I'm going to pass on Nick Dacos. 650k. That's a lot of cash. Okay. And I'm trying to fit Tom Stewart in. Now, I'm preferring Tom Stewart over Nick Dacos for some reason. Why is that? I don't know. So I might even switch around Tom Stewart and Nick Dacos. All right. Actually, okay. Let's just put Nick Dacos. But Nick Dacos also has 2 bye rounds, okay? So I can't afford to have another player with 2 bye rounds. Actually, so does Tom Stewart, I think. This is ridiculous, all right? They're all having 2 bye rounds. But I want to see Tom Stewart's first game as well and see his role, all right? Because apparently he's going to play more mid-time as well. So Tom Stewart in the midfield, I'd love to see what it's going to look like. Hence, I can't have Tom Stewart and Nick Dacos. I can't have 2 of them because they're not the same price as Walsh and Miller, all right? They don't offer the same value that Walsh and Miller offer. They're priced a little bit differently. So I just want one of them. So for now, it's going to be Tom Stewart. So who am I going to put over here? Well, it's going to be my boy, Libba. It's going to be Dawson, or it's going to be Butters. All right, one of the 3. I'm going to go for Butters. All right. The reason is because Butters will probably be a pod. And I'm happy to take it. So would Libba, all right? But I'm going to have a lot of Bulldogs players in this team, so that's why I'm not putting Libba for now. So it's going to be Butters. Now, if we've got these 4 here, we've got 4 primos here, we've got 4 primos there, all right? So that's 8 primos already. I'm going to get the rest of it in a minute because I don't know how much cash I've got left because this might not even work. Now, for my ruck line, all right, we're going to go Gawn, All right. Now, Gawn is severely underpriced. At 583k, he is severely underpriced. He should be 700k. I would say Gawn's going to finish at R1 this year as the number one ruckman. Because last year, Gawn sacrificed his whole season for Grundy. I mean, for Melbourne, virtually. Not for Grundy, but for Melbourne. I mean, he played forward. He played a bit of ruck. But this year, as a solo ruckman, he's capable of playing 100% time on ground. So Gawn is going to be in my team, starting team. It's no question of doubt on that one. Now, I would love Tim English at 715, but at 715k, I just can't afford him. All right, and Marshall looked good last year as well, but Darcy looked good. But then obviously the next one is going to be the value in Grundy. All right, so we're going to have to pick Grundy, and the goal here is we're going to turn Grundy into the next best ruckman. All right, so we're going to hopefully switch them for 50k difference later on. Hopefully they can average similar with English or with Wall or with Marshall or with Breeze, whoever's the next best ruckman. I don't even know who it is right now, but whoever it's going to be, I want Grundy to be 50k extra on top, and I'll pay it, all right, during one of the buy rounds later on. But there's no rush for this, okay? Because we're still going to update all our rookies, so Grundy's not in a hurry to get rid of. We'll keep him for a while. So Grundy stays there. Now, at R3 is the interesting one. I'm going to go for the Richmond boy, for the Tiger. Now, he may or may not play. And remember, now, if there's going to be a playing ruckman, I'll take that playing ruckman over Naismith, okay? But for now, I like Naismith. And I really, really like Naismith at the Sydney Swans. I actually had him in my team every time. And every time I had him, he broke down. So, unfortunately, I hope I don't jinx him, but I've got him again. Now, which now leads me to my forward line. And who we're going to pick for the forward line. All right, now, and let's get Richmond off. Now, McRae is number one. All right, we're going to have McRae. And that's going to be everyone's choice. He's going to be the most popular, and you virtually can't afford not to have him because he's also a blocker. So if he runs bad, it doesn't matter because everyone's got him. All right, all the best teams will probably have him. If he goes good, well, we've got him as well. So it's a good thing. It's a win-win situation. Okay, so we're going to have McRae. Now, at second spot, who are we going to have? Now, Flanders, I want to see his role, okay? But we get a free look at it. So it can't go wrong. So we've got Flanders. Now, how much cash do we have left? We're running short, okay? I can only have one more primo here. Now, who's going to be my next primo? For now, I'm going to put Dusty in there, but I don't think I can afford him, all right? But let's put Dusty in there, all right? Again, I want to see his role, if he has more mid-time. And then, because if he's get this year, I think 100 average, even a 95 average, is going to be top shelf for these forwards. Because there's not much to pick from. It's slim pickings. Now, what's left? Okay, let's go to the 200k range now, under 300. The rest are going to be all cheapos. Now, there's a boy from North Melbourne which I'm not going to even think about. I don't want him. Okay, Zach Fisher. I'm not going to touch Zach Fisher this year. He may have a defensive role. Okay, but he's no ball magnet compared to what Sheasels was, and he's not going to take the kick-ins like Sheasels did. So Zach Fisher is not on my radar. I'm not interested. Okay, awkward price, 378. He's not a keeper. All right, so I'm not going to waste a trade to trade him up. Just forget about it. I don't want you. Just come a deal. No Zach Fisher. All right, now. Who are we going to have? There's a St Kilda boy. Let's have a look. Keep going down. I'm going to find you in a minute. Hang on. Let's keep looking. Scrolling down. Actually, I think we're too high up in the prices still. Go all the way down. Well, Humpty might be one. All right, I don't know yet. So we're still looking. Let's see his role. Depends where he plays. Now, is there anyone that I like yet? There's no one I like. Let's keep going down. Powell, I'm not interested. I saw him last year. Walters, I remember once I had Walters at 500k in my forward about 4 years ago. He was playing midfield, but no more. Who else can we have? Wingard is cheap, but not playing midfield. Is not interested. Let's keep going down. Tom Lynch, some people like. Okay, I'm not really interested. I'll be honest. 287k. He might go to 450k. All right, he might. All right, he might go to 400k. To do that. To go to 400k, that's to average 80, all right? Tom Lynch is going to have good weeks and bad weeks. I don't like full forward, so I'm going to pass on Lynch. I'd rather have someone that's more consistent. All right? I don't have to pull my hair out because I did all that last year, so I'm not going to pull out this year again. Now, so who else is there left? let's keep going down. Jack Billings is one. Okay, I like Jack Billings. At 243k, that's a bargain. All right, so we're going to have Jack Billings. That's one of them. Is there anyone else that we like? Well, there was one more. I must have missed him. All right, let's put Harley Reid in there. All right, how much cash we got left? 1-3. All right, let's put Harley Reid in there. All right, let's go back into the midfield now. All right, let's go back down. Put the prices down. Because I don't know how much cash you're going to have left. Sanders goes in. All right. Who else? Curtin goes in. All right. Curtin's going to play. Sanders going to play. Who else? Let's put Bins in there. Okay. Actually, I might have missed one. Put the price up a bit. Let's go to 220. There he is. McKercher's going to play. All right. We'll play around because I don't know how much. Again, I don't know how much cash we've got left. Let's go to the 120s. Who else is there? Clark should play. All right. Let's get rid of Bins. I'm going to put Bins over here in the bench. Who else can play that's not half decent? Okay. Actually, maybe we'll put Harley Reid over here. Okay, let's go for the 123k cheapies now. Let's put Bins in there. And we're just going to pick one random one now, all right? So anyone that we don't know, Sharp, all right? Sharp's the next one. So that's our midfield. That leaves us with 380k left. Virtually, we've run out of cash, all right? So let's just fill up 123ks for now. Let's go to Collingwood. And this hasn't worked out. So Dusty Martin's probably not going to be able to fit in this team. All right, so that means we're going to have to put, who else can we get? 350k. Let's get a mid-pricer now. Someone that offers decent value. Actually, let's go to Sydney. All right. And let's pop in. Actually, is it? Maybe it's more. Is he even playing in the forward line? Well, let's put James Jordan there. All right. We don't know his role yet, but he might play a decent role. And let's just put some rookies in for now. All right. It doesn't matter who they are. They may or may not play. All right, but we'll work it out later on because we don't have enough information right now. Let's put McRae in there, and let's put who else can we put in there? Let's just say Caddy plays. All right, so Caddy's in there. How much cash we got left? 312. All right, it's just virtually just snuck in. There's not much to pick from, is there? All right, let's see who else. Sonzi might play. We'll get to see him in the first round. And let's just put, just for now, all right, let's go to the Dogs. And that's if he plays. Who is it? Darcy. All right. And that's left us with 37k. All right, that's our team. Now, you may have noticed that I didn't talk about a couple of the value players. Now, when I say value players, I'm talking about players such as, let's go down to 500k. Players under 500k, like value. Now, who was value here? Now, NWM's value 475k. Not interested. Okay, because he could be a keeper, but there's better out there. Okay, I want the genuine keepers. Okay, I didn't look at players I had last year, Ed Richards, because I got birds just coming down. Now, who else haven't I picked? Now, in regards to midfielders, okay, there are players in here like Callum Mills. All right, I haven't. His 490k. That's value, right? But I'm not interested. Okay, Crouch 490k. I'm not interested. Is he a keeper? Is he a top 6? I don't think so. Okay, or top 8. I don't even think he's a top 20. All right. Now, if he's not going to be a top 20, I'd rather get a player like Miller, 50k more, who's definitely going to be a top 20 or a top 10. So I'm not interested. Even players, Setterfield, just cover down. Forget about Setterfield. How is he so expensive? All right, 475k for a spud. Who's interested? Now, who else didn't I pick? I didn't pick Ollie Wines, so no interest. Okay. Elliot Yeo, you can forget about him. There were a player, Taylor Adams, 437k. I'm not going to pay that kind of cash for a player 437k. All right, no interest. Who else is there I didn't pick? There's quite a few of them. Guthrie, I mentioned on Twitter. I said that 420k offers value. I've changed my mind. Okay, there's no value because 420k. What's he gonna do? He's gonna average 100 and go to 510. Then what are you making? 90k. He's not gonna be a top 8. So that's not value for me. All right. So actually got no players in my team. Have a look at my team. There are no players between the 400k range. All right. So virtually between 300k and 400, and say 494k. So it's, just say 500k because Flanders is value. But between 300k and 500k, I got nobody. All right. I haven't picked one player. All my players are either keepers, primos, keeper primos, or they're cheapos, really good value. But there's no half value players this year. I don't want any of them. Okay, I've changed my mind this year. I'm going to play different. I don't want no one except for Grundy, 481. He's virtually the only player I got that's between 300 and 500 that sort of offers you good value. And Flanders, they're the only two. Anyway, the rookies, forget about them. They're not. They're changeable, so they're all going to change. That's all for today. Thank you for joining, and remember one thing. It's nice to be important, but it's important to be nice. Ciao for now.
That's all, folks.